There are 4 types of running backs that dominate in a game of football. And today I'm going to explain each one in detail so you can know which one you are and also how you can use your strengths to your advantage where nobody can mess with you. So if you're a running back, you want to know the 4 types of running back that dominate in football, then you need to watch this video. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video here at desireLess with your guy KJ, helping running backs elevate and dominate the competition. And today I'm going to break down the 4 types of running back that are elite in the game of football, no matter if it is the NFL, if it is D1 Power 4 football, if it's high school, even middle school, Pee-wee, Pop Warner, it don't matter. These 4 types of running backs are always the guys who are making the big plays. For those who want to know, man, who is this guy? Who told you to know anything about this before running back, this and that? Well, I'm KJ Howard, owner of this channel where we help running backs really unlock their full potential. And throughout my career, I was a guy in high school who didn't start, and I still became a Division I athlete because I committed to the running back position. I committed to mastery. I want to know everything I could find about it, and I studied it. I turned myself into a guy who can make plays, who can catch the ball at the backfield, pretty much everything at the running back position. And I'm giving all that knowledge to you guys so you can skip all the years of me trying to figure it out, because trust me, I spend years trying to figure out what works for me, what works for this, that, all that stuff. So I'm just sharing it with you so you can literally skip all that and just start being up here. Now, going into the first type of running back that dominates in the game of football is the power back, the old style power back that's been in the game of football from the first play of football all the way to now. You still see the power back, and the thing is, I know a lot of guys are saying the power back is done and that it's a different game and they're not using it, but it's a dominant factor. And when you think of power backs, I'm talking to guys like a Derrick Henry, or even now the popular thing before he got injured was the Cam Scatterbows. Like, those guys are power back, meaning their first instinct when they're in the open field is that they ain't trying to make nobody miss. All right, they're trying to run through you. They're running with the mindset of, you know what, I'm gonna run through it in my face. Another one, Ashton Genty, that's another guy who's considered a power back. Those guys are trying to run through everybody. They understand that they're a lot stronger. They're a lot more, I shouldn't even say stronger, they're a lot more powerful. They have real good leg drop. They're hard to break down. They're getting inside zones, they're getting duos, and trust me, they ain't trying to juke you, they ain't trying to do none of that. They are trying to run you over. And the power back is still effective in today's game because with the game being spread out and with it being a lot more DBs on the field, or even in linebackers, they're a lot lighter than they were back in the day. If you're a power back who can still run through guys and in a spread out offense, you can still be very effective because guys don't want to tackle. And ask any defender, if they got to tackle a power back, they don't, especially if the weather is cold or if he's getting hot, or if you got a head of steam, you're still effective, especially with how the game is spread out today. You understand, like, even if you're a power back, you probably been brainwashed, or I gotta start doing this, or I gotta start doing that. No, you don't, bro. You gotta play to your strengths. Throughout this video, there's gonna be a key theme of, hey, you gotta know who you are, you gotta play to your strengths. That's one of the things like I said, I struggled with back in the day. And the strength for the power back is, hey, like, it's your power is that you're stronger than everybody. So you want to focus on being the guy who is the hardest to get broken down. I mean, you want to make sure that your contact balance is elite. Make sure you're training your core. Make sure you get you a Bozu ball. Make sure you're lifting everything. Make sure you're eating the right food so you can get even stronger, so you can be even more powerful. Taking care of your body, because guess what? I mean, you're gonna be taking a lot of hits, so you got to make sure you're taking care of your body too, and play through your strengths while adding maybe a stick to your game. You ain't got to add no double stick or triple stick, but just one cut where even then you're in open field, and even though you're a power back, you still have one move in your back to where you can make a guy miss and hit your head on the goal post. So if you're a power back, you need to focus on that. Now going into the number 2. This ain't really number 2 because they're all equal. Going into the next archetype of running back that dominates in today's game of football is probably everybody's favorite, the speed back. We're talking about the speed demons. We're talking about the guys who, when they get their ball in their hands, everybody holding their breath like, because when they get that ball and it's any hole, then guess what? They're going to take the distance. When I talk about a speed back, I'm talking about those guys, like, you're talking about low 4.4s, 4.3s, even 4.2s. Like, these guys have speed, man. Now, example of this will be a Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon A-Chain, Raheem Mostert. Those guys are like the definition of speed backs, meaning that their speed is what screams out on the tape. Yes, I mean, in the video, all the guys, they have other skill sets, but their number one main skill set is their speed. Jahmyr Gibbs, what makes him popular is his speed. Devon A-Chain, he's like 190 pounds, but his speed is so elite that it doesn't matter. Now we look at the strengths and weaknesses of this position. I mean, obviously number one is speed. They don't need a lot of carries. They just need space. They need to be in open field. They just need a small little something, and they're going to hit their heads on the goal post. Like I said, speed is elite, and speed is like the number one thing that, I mean, if you're a running back, that's like the number one thing you can have. It just makes the game easier. You could be deficient in a lot of things. I mean, you can not be that great at a lot of things, but if you have a speed, even if you have bad vision, you still can produce. Now, I mean, the weakness of it is, guess what? You're probably gonna be a smaller guy, because if you're that fast, if you're considered a speed back, most likely you're not, like, unless you're like Bo Jackson or something like that, most of the time you're not really gonna be like super big. You're not gonna be like super muscular, so like you're not gonna be able to take a lot of hits. So you really have to do more with less, meaning you're not gonna get a lot of touches. Even Jahmyr Gibbs, he splits carries with David Montgomery. Devon A-Chain, he gets kind of a lot of carries, but we will see how long that lasts. But you're splitting carries, and then you're not really that shifty too, because you have so much speed that your stop and start is kind of hard. Okay, it's kind of hard to stop and start and doing all that. Those are usually the weaknesses and strengths of that. And if you're a speed back, number one thing you need to focus on is, what do? We focus on our strengths. So if you're a speed back, you need to make sure that you are the fastest guy in the world. So when you get to the off season, you don't need to be focusing on coach told me I need to gain 10-15 pounds. I always get that from running back. Hey, what should I do this off season? I'm like, okay, what's your game? Well, my game is speed. Should I gain 10 to 15 pounds? I'm like, bro, why would you, if your game is speed, why would you add 10 to 15 pounds? It's going to do something to go against that. Any weight you're going to gain is slower. Now, obviously you can gain weight, but I'd rather you focus on like getting more explosive, getting more powerful, and letting the weight come naturally, where you're just gaining muscle, where you might gain a couple pounds of muscle, you know, but I'm not gaining 10 to 15 pounds, because you're not going to gain 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. It's going to be water weight and fat as well, and that's going to affect your speed. So if you're a speed back, I'm going to be focusing on getting faster. I'm going to be focusing on my speed, not really adding too much size, but adding more power and being able to be more durable. Also starting to focus on my agility too, because you have the speed. Now, if you tie in some agility where you can actually make some moves in open field, that's when you get dangerous. That's when you get like a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, where he has the super fast speed and he is super shifty. So if you're a speed back, you need to focus on your speed, getting even faster, and also even then some receiving skills too, just to have another chance in space. Going into running back number 3 that dominates the game of football is the shifty back. These are the guys who, you know what, man, like they might have some speed, they might have some power, but guess what? Their biggest thing is, man, when they get in open field, or it don't gotta be open field, but they're just making guys fall. They're making guys miss left and right. It's something about these guys, like they just have something in their ankles. Something's like, bro, how are these guys making these cuts? Now, when you think of a shifty back, you're always gonna go with Bijan Robinson and Saquon Barkley. Those guys, when on the football field, trust me, when they're in open field, nobody wants to tackle them. Everybody is scared. They're like, bro, like, I don't know what he's gonna do. Especially Saquon, he's jumping over dudes backwards. But Bijan and Saquon, those guys are just like, they're making guys fall. You know, I seen a video of Saquon. He had a nice move against the Packers. He's like, did like a spin move. It's like, what can you do? You got a guy in open field. You don't know if he's gonna run around you, if he's gonna juke left, right. A spin move, he's telling you one thing and he spins off you. But these are the guys that are just, like I said, they can make anybody miss. They can make a guy miss in a phone booth, man. And these guys, they're valuable because they don't need much space. Like the speed back, they need space to get going. If they don't have space, then they're gonna get shut down. The thing about the shifty backs, they create their own space. They might not even need a lot. Like even like Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is known to have a bad O-line, but it never stopped him. He was still making guys miss. He was still getting a lot of yards. Now, a weakness of this back is that you might have what they call Barry Sanders syndrome, where you're gonna have a lot of losses. In your mindset as a shifty back, they feel like they can do everything. They feel like they can make anybody miss. They feel like they can make any run a play. So the thing about that is you have to know, if you're a shifty back, that sometimes you have to know when to give it up. A lot of guys, they might be in the backfield, they might try to do extra, the hole might be closed, and you know they're shifty back, so they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, they're trying to do all of this, everything, and guess what? They made the play even worse. So sometimes that happened. Or even in let's be honest. If you're a shifty back, most of the time, you're probably not. It's the reason why you're the shifty back. You ain't the biggest fan of contact, all right? You know them hits hurt. You know you probably don't like. I never really met a shifty back who was like, had like that savage mentality. Not saying they was soft, but they didn't have like that, like, you know, power backs. They got that savage mentality. Kim Scatterbo, there's just certain guys, Ash and Genty, those guys, hey, they got that, you know what I'm saying, like this, that savage. And the shifty backs, they ain't, trust me, they're not saying they soft, but they ain't looking for contacts. Those are usually like kind of the weaknesses, and every position has weakness. Now, if you are a shifty back, there's a few things you need to focus on because you have a unique skill set. So if you want to optimize that ability, because not everybody can do that, making a guy miss is very valuable. Coaches value that a lot. So what you want to do is you want to enhance that ability. You already can make guys miss. Now it's adding that into a full picture. So your scheme, your thing is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, number one, you're going to always improve on your strengths. You're going to always improve on your agility. If you're shifty, guess what? I want to be the shiftiest guy. And on top of that is now we need to start adding other things in our game to become complementary, meaning improving our hands, improving our route running, improving our return ability, because you have the ability to make guys miss. And when you add that in with other skill sets, that's when you start doing things you never did before. And that's what we did for one of our guys that I coach in my running back domination system, my coaching program where I help running backs really be elite. I had one of my guys named Dylan, who he came to us and we analyzed him, and we noticed that his game, he was a shifty back. He was comparison to like a Bijan Robinson. So what do we do in this offseason? We optimize his skill set to fit the archetype, to make his skill set even better. We add receiving ability. We made sure he can catch the ball at the backfield. We made sure he had good routes. And on top of that, we gave him the right coaching to make sure that his cuts were literally impeccable. Like, he was already shifty, but we made them even better. And then this year, he's a guy who went over 1,000 yards. I mean, having games where he was texting me, he was telling me he had 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. You watch his highlight tape, he's literally making guys fall, breaking all these tackles. He had the contact balance, all of that. Why? Because we enhanced his skill set. We made him a weapon. He already had the base fundamentals of being a shifty guy, but when you build the full system around it, where you make your shiftiness literally a deadly weapon, to where you know how to sell a dream, you know how to do all that perfect, on top of being able to catch the ball, on top of adding other things that makes a running back valuable, vision, IQ, all of that we did for our coaching program, he became elite. And that's what you want to do. If you're a shifty back, if your game is agility, then you need to start adding that. Going into the last archetype of running back that literally dominates the game of football is the technical back. Now, some of you guys might not have heard that. Like, you know the power back, you know the speed back, you know the guys who are shifty, but the technical back is a back that kind of is self-made. The guys that I'm going to list, it's not that they're bad at everything else, it's that the thing about a technical back is that they're not really great at anything. For instance, a power back, he is really powerful, he's really strong, he's great at that. A speed back, he has really dynamic speed. A shifty back, he can make anybody, his agility is on 99. But the technical back, he isn't necessarily great at anything. I mean, he's just really, really good at a lot of things, and he's very technical, meaning he's like a perfectionist. This guy doesn't make mistakes. He's not gonna wow you with anything, but he's just really great, really good at a lot of stuff. So you think of the technical back, you think of the CMCs, you think of the Josh Jacobs, you think of the Jonathan Taylors. Those guys, there is no weakness in their game. For instance, a power back, they have weaknesses. They can't make a guy miss. The speed back, they might not be able to have a full package. The shifty back, they're just still, but the technical back is the full complete package. They can catch the ball. They can run routes. They can run inside, outside. They can do everything. Return. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is literally the embodiment of the technical back. Because why? Because they had to develop the skill set of the running back. They had to focus on skills. They really had nothing that distincts them. Now, obviously, Christian McCaffrey is a great athlete. Jonathan Taylor is a great athlete. Josh Jacobs is a great athlete. But they just relied on just their athleticism. They would have never became the running backs who they are today. They became a well-rounded running backs through mastering the position, mastering their cuts, their reads, their catching ability. All of them. When you watch those guys, there is no weakness. These guys are like very technical, especially Josh Jacobs, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, like their vision, how they set defenders up, how they run, how they make guys miss. Like, all of that is with intent. Like, when you're a technical back, a lot of you guys might align with that because you might not be the biggest, strongest guy. You might not be the shiftiest guy or the fastest guy, but you're just a guy who's just pretty good at some stuff. Well, guess what? You still have the ability to be elite. It's just going to take more effort. You're going to have to actually master the position. But when you master it, when you're like a CMC, We're like a Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. You have no hole in your game. Like, there is no weakness. When you look at those guys, they have no weaknesses. All the other archetypes, they're dominant, but they have weaknesses. If a team stops them a certain way, then guess what? They can't do nothing about it. But the technical back, the guy who masters, I don't even call him a technical. This guy is just the master. Okay, he does everything really good. There is no holes, man. These guys, they're dominating. And if you're a guy and you're somebody who might not be necessarily great at anything, well, you have a chance at being the master back, the technical back, the guy who makes sure they execute with their vision, their IQ. They have good speed. They can make all the cuts. They can make all the reads. They can catch the ball, return, like all of that. That's in your ability. Okay, you just have to train in that way. You have to gain the skill set. You have to be willing to have a certain system or a certain formula to help you get there. Because if you just think you're just gonna wake up and beat CMC or beat Jonathan Taylor, it's not gonna happen. Those guys put in work. Okay, and if you're running back and you kind of want that structure and work, because you might not have any God-given ability we can make a guy miss like Barry Sanders, or have elite Chris Johnson speed or Derrick Henry size and Ashton Jitty power. If you're just a regular guy but you're still hungry, you have the ability to learn, you have the ability to get better, and you want the structure that is proven. I mean, it's a proven template that can help you learn the ability, because now all these positions, they don't train the same. A power back's not going to train the same as a speed back. Everybody has their own needs, and that's what we do in our coaching program, running back domination system, where I coach guys and I give them the exact blueprint, because I study this position. I study and I understand what certain running backs need to help them be elite. And even if you're a guy who doesn't have any elite trait, guess what? We give you the formula to make sure you're the technical back who is good at everything. Because running back is a skill. And a skill means that you can learn it and you can master it if you're willing to put in work. So if you're running back and you're ready for that, and you actually, like, say, you want to be elite, you might be a speed back, you might be a power back, you might be a shifty back, but you just don't know, like, where should I go? What should I do? I don't have no structure. I'm kind of lost. Well, click the link down below and book a free call, and we can see if you could join our coaching program, where some of our guys right now, like I mentioned, Dylan, I mean, he went over 1,000 yards while splitting carries. Another one of our athletes, Brody, he went over 1,000 yards, and he was putting up games where he was going like 9 carries, 3 touchdowns, 170 yards. Like, it's a certain formula. Running back is a skill. A lot of guys just think, hey, am I just big and fast and I go out there and run? No. If you learn a skill, you can be elite. Mention that, click the link down below. But here's all the 4 running backs that dominate in the game of football. That's all I got for you guys. It's your guy KJ. I'll catch you next time.